Okay, Malia. So we'll start. Welcome everyone. Today lesson is the fourth lesson, and today we are going to learn about LO4, which is learning 4 assessment criteria 4.1, 4.2, and 4.3. So before starting our lesson today, just we'll go through a bit recap first, whatever we learned up to now, and we'll discuss, and then we'll start our lesson. If you have any question, just drop me email. I'll hope so. You have my email anjumsatar@yahoo.com or anjum@ukversity.co.uk. So please just send me email. Okay, Malia, we'll start. So what we learn up to now? Anything? What do you think?
Yes, we started off with the unit project management, and in this we discussed about firstly we started off with the 3 M's. Those are primarily needed in a project management, that is the manpower, material, and money. We discussed about project life cycle and product life cycle. We distinguished them in a sense that the project life cycle starts after the product life cycle. And we also discussed about different project methodologies, for example, PMBOK and Prince2, etc. We came across different legislations. Those are to be used while executing a different project. For example, Health and Safety Act, contract laws, Data Protection Act, Law 9. Then we learned about different investment appraisals, for example, discount factor, NPV, and also different project placing and terminology such as structure and project quality. Alongside, we also learned about the importance of aligning with the organizational strategy. That's basically to look around with strategy, procedures, culture, and hidden agendas. And we also came across analysis that may be taken in consideration when analyzing the impact of certain change. For example, force field analysis. And we learned about risk assessments, like how we could cater for the risks while carrying out different projects. And we learned about the importance of monitoring and controlling projects. We learned about controlling as a corrective action. Those are to be taken when carrying out projects. These corrective actions may include actions such as regular reviews, progress against schedule using WBS on basis, and then it could also be the regular reviews of resource loading, regular meetings with project team, regular meetings with contractors. Risk reviews is also a fundamental corrective action that's taken under consideration while controlling the project. And we also learned about the corrective actions or the tasks. Those are to be taken under consideration under project planning. Most importantly, recognizing the adequate project planning, then producing a sound WBS using the framework provided by the project management plan, also known as by the acronym PMP. Then involving the right people, allowing enough time, and be systematic about the whole project. We also learned about the project manager role. There are certain traits that a project manager should hold in order to carry out a successful project. And then we also learned about the stakeholders. Those are involved in project management engagement, and those have a fundamental role in different project stages. That's all.
Well done, great. Well done. You really, very well revised and very well memorized, and great. Well done, great. So it's a good understanding about project risk, project life cycle, product life cycle. Very well you explained, all these, bit and pieces and different methodologies you very well mentioned. Great, well done. Okay, so today we are going and we'll discuss, LO4, learning outcome for, of course, learning outcome 1, 2, 3, and 4, all each, learning outcome assessment criteria link with each others. So, because of course, if we are talking about one project, we are moving from stage 1 to stage 2, 3, and 4. So, last our learning outcome, we'll discuss about lack of ownership. What is meant by lack of ownership? What do you think? Lack of ownership.
Lack of ownership, I think it occurs when there is no apparently seen someone taking either responsibility or a owning qualities. Like, when you own a project, you take certain responsibilities towards your responsibility towards it, your consideration towards it.
Brilliant, well done. So lack of sense of responsibility, lack of ownership, yes. So you're not really taking responsibility as a project manager as well as the stakeholder within a project can be implies as well. So communication failure. So communications mean effective communication always two ways. So effective communication, whatever we have objective will achieve. If we're not achieving those objectives, there may be a big problem of communication. So we need to look around head office and small regional office, or within a between project managers and low level or operational level. We have a communications issue. So failure communication will lead to the failure of the project. So we need to be focused, which will go through and will sometime in a communication failure can be different cultural issues as well. So communication, we have, there is a sender, there is a receiver, in between we have a noise we can normally known as a hurdle. What type of hurdle we have is a hurdle can be language barrier, hurdle can be in term of interpretation of some terminologies. In different cultures, in different people have a different mindset. So we need to look around how we'll make sure the communication is effective, so the things which we're supposed to achieve, which we'll achieve by the developing good communication plan, so we not fail. So lack of implies empowerment. What is meant by lack of implies empowerment?
It's basically giving them some kind of power or making them equally important for certain tasks, like giving them some sense of uh, power, we could say.
We can say sense of ownership. We empower them, they can make their decision. If the shift pattern they want to be, you're a supervisor, you're supposed to be run, it's up to you. You will be involved in recruitment, or you can recruit implies on a daily basis for your project. Our sense of other empowerment can be we giving you can purchase some necessary things, like rim of papers if we need, the printing we need, a printer we need, some sort of, you will be given the power as a. So if we have a lack of implies empowerment, lack of implies as, so low level management, we not empower them, they can will be involved in decision making, ultimately leads to the failure of the project. So lack of empowerment leads to failure. So formal evaluation of the project and the team performance, formal evaluation. So if it's we have lack of implies empowerment, then formal evaluation of the project and the team performance. If we don't have a proper formal evaluation of the project and team performance, informal, we say, oh no, this guy is very good, is working, but we're not comparing it. What time, what actually productivity we are obtaining or we are getting from the team member each. So that will lead to the not achieve our project. So for the project evaluation, we need to be good, between team members and individual target. So we'll set smart target, we'll measure their performance again the target, and then we'll say, okay, this month this team need to be finished this task within this time, and between team member you have a subtask, and then we can say we can measure their performance. Okay, document learning points for future. So sometime, first suppose our project not finish on time, but we learn from it because we not recruit the right people for the right job, the right skill. We use more relationship marketing. Oh, you recommend some good employees. So maybe their recommendation was not appropriate, or the selection panel was not appropriate. So they not ask the right question. We learn from it, and how we can address this. We documented the evidence that in future we can address these, the obstacle or the issues those happen within our project. Assess success factors. So key success factor for the project. What those are? If we're not finishing the project on time, if we're not meeting the quality standard, if we're not going to meet the stakeholders requirements, so ultimately our project will be failure. So for evaluation purposes, so key success factor we need to identify, we need to look around key success factor for the project design, finishing stage, yes, in between, so we can look around what those are the key factors. Post implementation reports, yes, we need to be different, expert reports. Sign off on deliverables, so we need to look around how we can sign off our deliverable within a project. Our planning handover, our archive documentation handover. So handover, we going to hand over this project, this building, this hospital to the management, and the documentation those we use, maybe data protection act point of view, archive, so we can transfer those documents in boxes, or how we'll demolish them, we'll put them in archive room. Archive room mean the room which normally all the old document we store as a future evidence. Contract closes, yes, contract start, when the contract finish, how we'll close it. At the end of the contract will supposed to be a satisfaction survey, so we can ask the question from different stakeholders, we can listen them, and we can use it for our evaluation purposes, how our project went. Closing out our financial accounts, yes, we can look around, we our budget, we understand, like, the lot of discussion we have, the project was 1 million being spent 10 million. So why is this happen? Is it due to inflation, is due to the poor management, is due to the poor estimation? And we look the industry averages, what those are in other country, in Asian country, in different part of the world. Help us, to plan our future project properly. Reassign team, how we can reassign the team. This team finish this project, how we'll reassign them into different sort of the project. Like, in oil industry, maybe they have a different um, uh, places where they try to be explore the oil. So we need to look around, and how will, if one finish, so next project, third, fourth. So how we can reassign different, maybe we have some issues. So those we need to address. Any question?
No, sir.
Okay. So today, just 1 second, I manage of documents for you. Those are useful, especially learning MS Project. One thing is a MS Project manual. Okay, so cover everything whatever we learn, and if you want to be learn about the applied side of knowledge, so start Microsoft project, create a new project, save new project, schedule project, start and end date, set project duration unit, when we can start, when we can finish, enter the task information, milestone duration, check project duration, set the project resource unit, enter the resources, assign the resources, view critical path areas. Those are critical areas really. Without them, we can't achieve our project, we can't be successful. So these are all, the things. Smooth our all allocating resources, how we can leveling them. So it's quite good. If you want to learn about the project management, do you have a MS Office CD?
No, I don't have it, but I can download it from the Microsoft Office website?
Yes, you can download some trial version, or maybe you can get the CD. So you can MS Office CD. You can download MS Project. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the you can even produce the Gantt chart if you want to by using MS or creating a new project. It's step by step. You can save how we can save, where we'll click, what we do. So it's a step-by-step approach. It's quite good, this document. A lot of MSc students, those normally do degrees and masters in MS project. So these is quite good, when we start, when this task will finish and my other task will start. So easily we can generate reports as well. We can look around how many days you will see there all the resources, task 1, task 2, task 3. So it's yes, that's the Gantt chart. We can produce reports, resource. We can create the graphs by using MS Project. So if you want to use these, you can, just follow the manual step by step. It's quite good. Any question, Malia?
No.
Okay, let's all move to today lesson is a bit recap as well, and we'll go through LF4. So LO1, LO2, LO3, LO4. Today we are doing LO4. So more about we already discussed about race, we discussed about team, we discussed about project management. So our discussion today will be on the discussion on the project end and evaluation and control. So we all already discussed few times. So project, the process, series of action. Yes, project management processes, describing, organizing the work. We discuss project processes, specifying and creating the project product. So we discuss project planning. So planning process of starting activities and determine the most effective activities, accomplishment of necessary each objective at the planning stage. So we can look around who makes the plan. So how will make the plan project? Is it project managers need to make a plan or someone else?
Project manager, I suppose. But of course, everyone needs to get engaged, get involved with it.
Well done. It need to be coordinate, with all others and not contradict with the overall organization's objective. So if we overall organization objective not need to be compromised. Okay. Yes, next project plan. What do you think? It need to be flexible?
Yeah.
What is meant by flexible?
Like you could make changes to it. It does not
Yes,
have
so
to be, of strict structure. It could be modified or changed according to the specific needs of that time.
brilliant, because the things always changing. Like last week in UK, it's changed the basic interest rate from 0.5% to 0.75%. I think so. In Pakistan, we have an interest rate, basic interest rate, or we call base rate, around, if I remember correctly, around 4 to 5%, 6%. But here we have 0.75% now, so less than 1%. So when it's increased, the cost will be increased. So if we estimated on 0.5, no, it's 0.75 base rate will increase all the interest rate. Normally banks add 2% their margin and bank offer on normally 3% interest rate, if we need, if we supposed to borrow the money. So of course the flexible, if the rates are flexible, then of course our cost will be increased and we need to be make adjustment in the planning. Okay, what about this creative? How we can be creative then?
Well, basically, coming up with innovative ideas is being creative. We could come up with the different work styles, different work planning. That's how we could deal with being creative.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so we can look around creative. So creativity, it can become due to knowledge and competencies. Yes, we carry on becoming creative. So we need to think about how we can creative. Dell computer,
Mm-hmm.
Dell laptop, Michael Dell, the founder of the these Dell computers, he Chen is model in bring the creative ideas. So he's normally taking orders online from customer and delivering the product, laptops or desktops, within 21 days from the order. So within 21 days, order receiving online, assembling in India and distributing throughout the world. So distributing throughout the world, one thing is the 20 days keeping the cash. Second thing is making the things in low cost area where the raw material is cheap and distributing throughout the world. So we need to look around the creative, how we can creative more and more. Yes, what about the responsive?
Well, responsive it basically deals with the participants being able to answer each other and respond to each other.
Well done, great. That's all about responsive. So responsiveness is quite, is within a project. To make our project, we need to be evaluate how much people are responsive and who will be blamed if the project will be not achieved. So evaluation purposes, we need to look around the responsiveness as well. Okay, communicative. So planning stage, we need to look around and we can evaluate it. It went according to the plan. Communicative, how we can will be reports to our stakeholders. What about analytic?
It's basically uh, it's basically analyzing.
Yes, well done. That's all about, analyzing it. Analysis, yes. So we analyzing it, which the things are. So that's all about the planning. We just discussed. These are the slides if you want to use it. Quite good. Look around. Those things we already discussed about project integration, management, coordinate, project plan development, project acquisition, and overall chain control. We already discussed about the stages of the project, facilitating process, planning, core processes planning, scope definition. We need to look around the sequence of activity, duration, schedule development, resource planning, cost estimation, cost budgeting, and the project plan. And facilitating processes, we need to look around the quality planning. How will measure the quality? How we can check the quality? What is meant by
um,
quality? Because we evaluation purposes, we need to look around the quality as well.
yeah. Quality is basically the standards or the uh, characteristics of work that has taken place. Like, what's the value of the work altogether?
Yes, that's all about. So quality is confirmation with the standard. Yes,
Hmm.
because otherwise everybody have a different perception about the quality. I'll say this is a quality product. You maybe look around the color, you will say it's a quality. Maybe someone else will say yes. Again, the specification, yes. Again, the design, then we can say this product is a quality.
Yeah.
Any question?
No.
Okay, risk identification, risk quantification, and risk response. development, procurement planning, and all this, messaging stations. So we need to look around the planning as well. So these are all the planning, and we need to evaluate them. The plans are effective against these all different sort of the plan. Core processes. What are the core processes? What is meant by?
Core processes are the most important or the most related processes, we could say, like the processes that are in more depth,
Yes,
or we
you're
could
right.
say like the central part of the whole project that's of fundamental importance.
Brilliant. Great. That's all about scope definition. We can look around the scope of the project as well. So next we're looking core processes, like we discussed, core activities, core processes, resource planning. These are the core processes, facilitating how these will facilitate risk. Of course, we discuss about how we can evaluate the risk.
Mm, um, by carrying out different tests.
Yes. Okay.
Or no, we could by carrying out certain tests like probability tests like that.
Mm. So, yes, we can do risk. That's for the risk purposes. It's quite good to look around. Okay. So we need to evaluate the risk. Some risk we can look around. There are two approaches we can use. One is called TARA and SARA approach. So these are the strategies to minimize the risk can be explained. So we transfer, sharing, avoidance, and reduction are acceptance. Yes. How we can transfer risk? Can we transfer the risk?
I suppose we can.
How?
Uh, don't know about the exact way to do it, but it could be done in a way, you know, for example, if we are not so sure about the success of a certain project, we could get our contract insured by an insurance company, and
Well
like
done.
this
That's the point. Yes, good. Or we can involve as a partnership with other companies.
hmm
So that will these help transfer the risk. It means spreading the risk. Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Can we accept the risk?
Yes.
So we need to be evaluate which level we can accept. If it 10% will go over more than the budget, is acceptable.
Mm.
Depends. Yes. If it goes
Yeah.
less than that, is it acceptable or not? So really we need to decide, and we need to evaluate it, what is acceptable level.
Mm.
What do you think? What about avoidance? Can we avoid risk?
Yes, to some extent, I think we can avoid risk.
Yes. If I'm not driving it, I'm avoiding risk. I'm staying home. Yes.
Mm.
So if I'm not doing anything, yes, avoidance. Risk, we try our best to be avoid, but it's not 100%. Some risk is uncontrollable. Yes,
Mm.
we can't control them. We try to be eliminate them. We'll try to be minimize them, but really we can't 100% avoid them. Yes, risk can be, even we have a roof like the bridge in Italy last week. It can be some risk, we can't avoid it. Those are natural things. We can't avoid it. Human make, even mind its work or not, but sometime we'll try our best. Up to certain level we can evaluate it. So, but not 100% really we can eliminate it. Reduction, yes, that's the point. We reduce the risk. How we can reduce the risk?
By obviously by evaluating the risk factors, by uh, by you know by taking out certain precautionary measures, and also by coming up with by designing or creating some backup plans to in order to cater risk. That's how we could reduce it.
Yes, we can look around from the past. It's just a reflection will help us as well. So last time I reached late. Why I reached late? Is it due to the reason I left home from home late? Or is it due to the transport I use this, or maybe I'll use other? Yes. So that can be, or if I'll come early and I'll do the set up the task, ultimately the time the task can be finished even within a cost, or can we reduce the cost, maybe 5% or 10%, because when the worker is coming, they need some setup time. All these come under the reductions. So Tara and Sarah approach this. We can use these are the abbreviation: transfer, avoidance, acceptance, and reduction. So we need to look around how we can reduce it, how much we can accept it. So what are the likelihood, of these each risk? What will be happen? Any question?
Hello.
Okay, so we can use these approaches. I'll send you the separate document as well. So facilitating processes, like we discussed about dimension to the project plan, development, input, we can look around. Input, those are the resources, some tools and techniques we can look around, which we learn. Planning techniques as well the scheduling, planning task, like Gantt chart and various others. The output, those we can carry on evaluating regular basis, on the basis like reports. Inputs, these are all quite good. Organization policies, formal, informal as well, about the quality management. We need maybe design quality manuals to those will help us. Personnel administration, yes, people management is quite crucial as well. People, so at least will evaluate it, will check, monitor and control in place when the people come. Like, used to be, we have one organization here is called Pearson. The people used to be a scanning card, swap card, the worker in. So the used to do the worker, some worker used to say other people, oh, what you can do, can you scan my card, take my card and scan it. When you come for break 15 minutes, so I will be there as well, give me my card back, and I will be 1.5 hours late. So lot of work, because this is good, for around 200 plus workers used to be in a warehouse. So these practices, when they start, during audit, they found these type of discrepancies, and people actually used to do this